How you doing, YouTube? This is Gunnery Sergeant 67 bringing you another YouTube video. Today's YouTube video is going to be on the 10 prepping items you can't have enough of. Alright YouTube, let's get into it. So this is a pretty basic, straightforward list, and we're just going to go straight through it in no particular order. Alright, the first prepping item you can't have enough of is going to be power collection. Solar generators, power stations, power banks, batteries, anything that can collect and store power, you can never have enough of. And the reason why I say that is I have 5 solar generators. I've got 6 solar panels, and all of those, when hurricane season hits and we have a hurricane that rolls in near my area, I will utilize usually at least 3 out of those 5 solar generators. And I usually use a buttload of batteries and my power banks. I've got Goal Zero Flip 36 power banks. I've got Goal Zero Venture 35s, Goal Zero Venture 75s, and plenty of rechargeable batteries. Not to mention my batteries for some of my Ryobi tools, specifically my fans. Power, the ability to collect and store power is huge. My plans when the power goes out, especially during hurricane season, is I utilize my solar generators while the hurricane is passing near my house or in my area, because nobody wants to go out in the rain, start up their generator, and all of that other stuff. I use my solar generators. And it works out really, really well. So number 1 was battery storage, solar generators, power stations, power banks, and batteries. Number 2 is flashlights, lanterns, and candles. You can never have too many flashlights, lanterns, and candles. What I've got right here, I've got a Streamlight lantern, and then I got a Yuko candle lantern. And I've got plenty of candles for that. Additionally to that, I've got the Yuko 1 candle one. They work perfect. I have, in all major rooms in my house, I have 1 or 2 flashlights. You can never have too many flashlights, lanterns, and candles. That's the second prepping item you can't have enough of. The number 3 prepping item you can't have enough of is some type of binding prep, such as paracord, 550 cord, or survival cord. That binding items are very, very precious because it is one of the hardest things to go ahead and mimic out in the bush or out in the woods. If you bug out, anything like that, to be able to make some type of cordage utilizing natural resources is very, very hard. So I always have a buttload of paracord, 550 cord, or survival cord. That was the 3rd prepping item you can't have enough of. The 4th prepping item you can't have enough of is some type of fire starting item. You can't have enough of fire starters, lighters, matches, ferro rods, Bic lighters. You cannot have enough of them. All of those things, they're finite, especially lighters and matches. I have a buttload of all of them, and I go through a lot of them. Like I've said before numerous times on this channel, I live in Florida. I go through flashlights, candles, matches, all of those things all the time. So I keep a buttload on hand, and most preppers should as well. Fire starters, lighters, matches. The number 4 prepping item you can't have enough of. Number 5 prepping item you can't have enough of is first aid items. First aid items are very important. When disaster happens, or some type of SHTF event, or some type of regional disaster like a hurricane, the fires out in California right now, you will always need first aid items. From everything from band-aids all the way up to splints if somebody breaks a appendage, heavy gauze, quick clot, all of those things. You never can have too much first aid items. That is the 5th prepping item you can't have enough of. Number 6 is hygiene items. Number 6, hygiene items is a 6th prepping item you can't have enough, and it goes without saying. You can never have enough toothpaste, toothbrushes, soaps, feminine hygiene products, toilet paper. We saw that during C19. You can never have too much hygiene products, because if the logistical system breaks down, you will find out really quick the hygiene products that you have on hand will get depleted really, really quick. So hygiene products is number 6 for prepping items you can't have enough of. 7, the number 7 prepping item you can't have enough of is cutting tools. Knives, axes, saws, anything like that. They are very, very important. Axes for cutting wood, saws for cutting branches. If you are like me and you live in a place that's prone to natural disasters like hurricanes and tornadoes, and you have branches hanging over your house, you can utilize that saw, chainsaw, anything like that to trim back those branches, so if they crack, they don't sit down there and hit your roof and damage your roof. Knives. Knives are one of the most important tool that you can have if you have to bug out. Our EDCs, just about every EDC I see on YouTube, someone has some form of cutting tool, preferably a knife. Most people have a pocket knife, a folding knife. Some people have a small full tang knife. But your cutting tools are extremely important. So that is why it's the number 7 prepping tool you can't have enough of. Number 8 prepping tool you can't have enough of is just basic tools. Everything from screwdrivers to wrenches, to ratchet wrenches, to sockets. All of these things that you can go ahead and make repairs around your house when something goes wrong. Or if you're mechanically inclined like myself, tools that'll aid you in fixing your bug out vehicles or maintaining them. Tools are very, very important. I utilize my tools all the time, not only to upkeep my vehicles, but also hurricane season comes up. It's time to go ahead and board up my windows and my sliding glass door in my backyard. I utilize those tools to keep my house functional during the natural disasters that are prevalent in my region. Number 9 prepping item you can't have enough of is precious metals. And the reason why I say that is because right now, when you look, regardless of what country that you live in, the majority of the governments that we are citizens of, whether it's the United States, Canada, European countries, Asia, anywhere, our governments have went stir crazy when it comes to devaluing our currency. And it just isn't stopping there. They're also just continuing to rack up more debt. So between racking up record levels of debt and printing ungodly amounts of currency and devaluing that currency, the one thing that will remain constant is the purchasing power of gold and silver. And right now, gold is at historic levels as far as their value. The last time I looked at the gold and silver prices, gold was well over $2,700 US. So it is more important than ever to be able to have some precious metals, because if our currency collapses, the precious metals that I own, gold and silver, will retain their purchasing power. And I don't care how good of a prepper you are not going to be able to think about everything. You're not going to be able to stockpile everything for every scenario. And gold and silver allows you to either, one, utilize it as a barter item during hard times, or two, it will allow you to get to the other side if a currency collapse happens, from one financial paradigm to the next. Gold is king. I could go from here in the United States to the most remote and dark place in the South America and take gold, and it will be recognized as money, and it will be able to buy me the things that I need, the life-sustaining items to live. So, precious metals, you can never have too much of. And number 10, the number 10 prepping item you can't have enough of is, in my opinion, ammunition. Now, this one comes with a caveat. I don't believe completely in that blanket statement. I have a decent amount of the calibers that I have. I have AR-15, I have multiple pistols, I have shotguns, and I have a specific cap on those firearms: 5.56, 357, 9mm, 12 gauge, 20 gauge. But when I say as far as prepping items that you can't have enough of in regards to ammo, I'm specifically more talking about the .22 long rifle. And the reason why I say that is because if there is some type of major disaster and the logistical system is completely shot, and you have everyone in your general area competing for resources, you might have to go out and hunt your next meal. Regardless of how rich you are, or how well prepared, or how well thought out, you eventually, if the disaster is long enough, you will eventually have to go out and you will have to eventually hunt for your meals. And there is no better round, in my opinion, to do that as far as cleanly harvest an animal without damaging any meat, and the quantity of the animals that .22 long rifle can harvest, like birds, squirrels, possums, coyotes, anything like that, any small to medium-sized animal, .22 long rifle is perfect to harvest these types of animals. And the smaller animals that are more plentiful, they're also easier to clean and faster to clean. So this is why I say that ammo is the 10th prepping item you can't have enough of. Because if you have a massive stockpile of .22 ammunition, then you will go ahead and be able to provide your family with these small to medium game as their meals. Now, granted, if you've ever hunted before, you know that animals are extremely intelligent. Once you start harvesting game in a specific area, you are going to have, those animals are going to learn, hey, we're getting killed in this specific area. It's time for us to migrate to a different area. You're going to have to go outside of your area and continue to hunt those animals in another area, but you have the means to do it by stockpiling copious amounts of .22 long rifle ammunition. All right, just to go over the 10 prepping items you can't have enough of. Number 1 was power storage, solar generators, power stations, power banks, and batteries. Number 2, flashlights, lanterns, and candles. 3, paracord, 550 cord, survival cord. 4, some type of fire starting items as far as fel rods, matches, lighters, things of that nature. Number 5, first aid items. Number 6, hygiene items. Number 7, cutting tools. Number 8, tools in general. Number 9, precious metals. And number 10, ammunition. All right, YouTube. That's about it for today. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you like this content, please hit that subscribe button. In the comments below, let me know what you like, what you don't like. Do you agree with this list? Do you think I missed something? Let me know in the comments below. This is Gunner Sergeant 67. I'm out.